Hello there. Today Rangers beat East Fife 3-0 with goals from Jermaine Defoe, Philip Helander, which was clearly an own goal, but I guess you have to claim those, and Joe Aribo. And there's a few things because it was a rotated squad. I think 10 players were switched. Glenn Kamara was the only person who actually kept his shirt. There's little you can take from that other than who's good, who's bad, that kind of thing. Brandon Barker got his debut. King got his debut. There was just a lot of okayness in the squad, and that's kind of expected for one of these rotation games. But if there's anything I do take from it, it's that Wes Foderingham is way too good to be a secondary goalkeeper. He is a number one keeper. And if you go back to when he was the number one keeper, he came in for a lot of criticism, not from everybody, but people did criticise him. He was questionable with certain kinds of shots, but um, it's a shame for him, really, that he's not a number one goalkeeper somewhere because he could go somewhere and become the most loved keeper ever. It's just a shame for him that we have Alan McGregor, who's just an outstanding goalkeeper. But equally, it's also great for us because we've got such a good keeper as our number two. Joe Aribo, he recently got called up to Nigeria, and he's just outstanding with the ball. Amazing. His close control is amazing. The way he works his own opportunities is amazing. The way he works other people's opportunities, that's amazing. The way he shields the ball, the way people back off from him. It's just tremendous to see him play, and I'm sure we won't be seeing him for very long, but I will sure as heck be enjoying him while he's here. Greg Docherty looked good to okay. There was a few times where he missed Poster with the ball. He clearly wasn't getting what Poster was trying to do. That's just a chemistry mix-up. I wouldn't be too critical of that. That kind of thing comes with development, not just individually, but as a team. It was a rotated team after all. Jermaine Defoe, everything he touches goes in the goals now, and that's just the kind of player he is. And it's great for us that we have two outstanding strikers. It's again probably a shame for him that we have Alfredo Morelos, who, if you think that he's fixed his discipline issues, I do, then he is easily the best player in Scotland, never mind striker. Just unfortunate for Jermaine that he's behind him in the pecking order, it would seem. The centre backs were switched. I don't think they're going to be taking the shirts from Katic and Goldson anytime soon, but it's nice to know that we have rotated centre backs that are good and can do it. So yeah, maybe because young players, I'm young myself, I know what it's like. I'm sure you were young one day, or you even are young. You want to play football all the time. You want to play every game. You want to play every minute of every game. When you see an extra 6 minutes, you're going, yes, my time to shine. And maybe that's what Katic is like, and the manager will have to pull him back sometimes. It's good to know that we have rotation available if that's needed. It's interesting. It's one of the few times you see Rangers without Tavernier, and you really see how effective he is for us. Just in an attacking sense, it seems like we attack differently without him, which is granted, I suppose, but it's really nice for some people who criticise him to have that, just that offering of what he's worth to us. I really like that. Yeah, rotated team. Brandon Barker came on, Andy King came on, looked okay overall. We were drawn against Livingston away, so that'll be interesting. We've had mixed fortunes against Livingston. I'll really look forward to that. I kind of like when we play teams like Livingston because it shows me what we're capable of. I'll kind of like that much more than playing a Legia Warsaw or a Michelin where everything's open. But that's just personal preference. Speaking of Legia Warsaw, we do play them. That's going to be an interesting atmosphere to see if our players can handle that because the Poles are very notorious for being hostile. Um, I just look forward to it, and I'm sure it's the first time in quite a while because I'm only in my early 20s, so I've not really had the great European experiences. It's the first time I've ever really felt like we can do anything in Europe, and anything kind of has its limits. I guess I shouldn't say anything, but it feels like we can because previously you'd see a team like Maribor, for example, and you'd go, "Ooh, that's probably going to be the end for us because they're a decent team." Um, but we dispatched of them. We disposed of Michelin. So it's really good for me and young fans in general, young supporters in general, or supporters, not fans. That's something somebody said to me once. It always stuck in my head. Yeah, very interesting if you're a young fan because now we have this kind of confidence that we never had. We always played against the lower league opposition as far back as I can remember, even just in my 20s. I know it doesn't seem like that for maybe older fans, but I can very barely remember. I have like big memories of big matches and maybe occasions stuck in my head, but for the most part, my life has been in the lower divisions and these dreadful performances. So it's good to have a proper good team that can do damage and kind of represent Rangers the way that Rangers should be represented. Anyway, I will see you next time because I've babbled on for almost 6 minutes. Yeah, see you then.